Welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you a step-by-step process how you can make this absolutely gorgeous bookshelf, and I hope you will enjoy this video. So let's start. The material I'm going to be using for this project is 18mm MDF board. As I will be painting it white, as you've seen at the start of the video, I just thought that this will be the best and the cheapest option. However, if you don't want to have a painted project and you want to have a nice natural wooden color, then definitely glue up a few boards together, create some panels and just cut out the shapes required. Now I'm just going to do the first side, make sure I've got the shape that I want, and then I'm going to use it as a template to create the other half. Now, to ease the edges a little bit and give a bit softer look to the whole project, I'm just rounding off some of the sharp corners, especially over here in the middle and at the top. And as you can see, I'm just using a normal can of spray to follow the arches. To cut out the shape, just use the tools that you've got available to you and you feel safe in using. So you can use a track saw, table saw, or even a jigsaw. However, if you don't have many power tools, you can by all means just use a normal handsaw or Japanese saw. And now I can refine the shape on my sander. And now I can use the piece that we worked on as a template and create the second one. Right, now it's time to cut out the shape. Now I'm just going to use my bandsaw again. However, you could use a jigsaw without any issues. Just make sure to stay outside of the lines, okay? It's not about accuracy here. We just need to make sure we do not touch the lines, as we're going to use the first piece as our template, and we'll use a router with a tracing bit to actually make sure both of the pieces are identical. So now it's just cutting it to the rough shape. Now it's time to connect both of the pieces together, and I'm using the oldest trick in the woodworking book, i.e. painter's tape and a bit of CA glue. That will make sure that both of the pieces are nicely and steadily connected together, and then we'll be able to use the router with a trace bit to make sure both of the pieces are the same shape and size. As both of the pieces are still connected, is the best time to actually sand off all the edges. You'll make sure that they're all equal and the same. Now we can take both of the pieces apart and give them a light sand with grit 120 on both sides. And now it's time to cut out the remaining parts for the bookshelf. I'm actually planning to use French cleat system to attach this bookshelf to the wall itself. Hence, I'm cutting a 45-degree angle in a piece that's 12 centimeters wide. Now, with all the pieces cut to the right sizes, we need to give them a light sand with 120 grit. The next job is to cut the dowels to the right sizes. In my case, the diameter is 21mm. I think that's going to look quite cool. And I'm cutting them actually longer than the width of the whole shelf itself. I'm just going to use a force snippet to recess some holes and basically glue them like that. I think that's going to be the best way to sort this out. And yes, because it's going to be painted, I'm actually going to be pre-drilling some holes, driving in the screws and adding a bit of wood glue to secure the whole build. However, if you're building the same project but from wood and you want to have the natural wood coming through, you can do two things as a joinery. Well, three really. You could use pocket holes on the back of the whole construction so they will not be visible, obviously adding some glue as well. You can do dowels, but also you can use screws to screw the whole project and then just cut out some plugs and glue them in. So it's really up to you how you're going to put this project together. For me, as I said, wood glue, screws, wood filler, sanded off, painted, and it's done. And after selecting the places where the dowel's going to go, I'm just using a 21mm 4 snippet, as that's the size of my dowels, to create some recesses for those dowels. And now it's time to put the cabinet together. In the top part of the cabinet, I'm going to install a piece like this. That's going to be adding additional support to the top. However, I will also install one of the pieces that was cut on the 45-degree angle. So we'll basically hang the whole cabinet on this piece. So again, I'm going to be gluing and screwing this on. Okay, because we are installing this cabinet with a French cleat, we need some sort of a support on the base. Okay, so it needs to be the same thickness as the material that we made the French cleat, and I've got just a piece there. Okay, it doesn't have to be the whole width, but place it somewhere in the middle so it's not going to be that much visible, and just glue it on and add some screws to it. And now I'm going to use a bit of wood filler to fill all the screw holes. When that's set, we're going to sand everything down and prep it for painting. With the wood filler now dry, we need to give everything a nice bit of sanding. Alright then, and it's time to actually paint our project. Now, painting the edges of MDF could be a little bit tricky. You can get a fuzzy edge on it, and I don't want to have that. I want to have a nice and smooth edge. So I'm going to use a sealer on the edges themselves first. Leave it to dry, sand it off with grit 150. After that, I'm going to use a sealer on the whole project, and again, when it dries, I'm going to sand it down slightly with grit 150. When that's done, I'm going to be applying white acrylic satin paint with 2 coats and denibbing in between coats. Right, now it's time to sort out the boxes that will go in the bottom part of our cabinet. I'm making them from plywood 1 centimeter in thickness. However, the front it will be a little bit tricky to do, as I'm planning to put some rattan webbing inside of it, and I just thought about the process, probably overthinking it. So the front will be actually made from 2 pieces of plywood. The back will be from 5mm plywood, onto which we'll glue the rattan webbing, and around we'll do a nice frame from 5mm plywood as well, with some mitre joints. I think that's going to look pretty cool. So as you've seen, I'm just using my mitre saw to cut the smaller pieces that are 5 centimeters wide on the 45-degree angle to create this a nice picture frame. Now the cobwebbing itself, it's about 2mm in thickness, and I want to have the frame that will go on top flush and really nice and neat. So as you see, I'm actually using my router table to remove about 2 to 3 millimeters of thickness from that plywood piece that will become the picture frame around it. Now to attach the webbing, I'm just using some staples, but you can use CA glue. That will work absolutely fine as well with no issues. Now to the front, I'm going to attach just the top part of our picture frame, if you want to call it like that. And I'm just going to be using CA glue and normal wood glue to attach it to make sure I'm going to have a quick bond, as later on we're going to move on to the pillar drill that will create some sort of a handle that will allow us to pull the boxes out of the storage place. And now it's time to put the boxes together. Because they won't deal with a lot of weight and constant movement, that's why I'm just going to be using some wood glue, brad nails, and that will be fine. And as the boxes are assembled, we can finish off framing of the front, and you'll see that none of the nails will be visible, which is absolutely fantastic, and that's what I was going for. And now just put some weight on top of it and let the glue dry. And the last job to do is to apply a bit of finish to these boxes. Now it's up to you what you're going to use. In my case, I'm going to be using spray varnish. As the paint has now dried on our cabinet, I'm going to apply a bit of wax to our wooden dowels. That's going to give them a bit of protection and a nicer look. And with everything dry and sorted, it's now time to install our bookshelf. So I already established the place where it's going to be hanging. So I already pre-drilled the holes for the French cleat, and as you can see, I'm just putting it in place. Right, moment of truth to see if the boxes actually fit. And yes, absolutely lovely and perfect fit. And now what's left? Just few of those decorative touches to the whole thing, and I think it's gonna look absolutely gorgeous. And there you go. Tell you what, I think it came out absolutely fabulous, better than I thought it would, and my daughter, which is the most important thing, absolutely loved this. And as you've seen, it was a fairly simple project. It just took a bit of time when it comes to painting, as there's multiple layers that you have to put on, sand in between. So if you are making a wooden version of this, definitely should go a lot quicker. Obviously you need to consider gluing all the panels, but usually that takes just a few hours to dry and you can work with it. So yeah, overall super pleased with the project, and I think those boxes with the rattan webbing elevate this piece and make it so much interesting. But hey, let me know down below in the comments, what do you think about this? And if you're going to be making something similar for your house, or maybe actually as a piece of furniture that you can sell as well. And as always, I just want to say a massive thank you to my Patreons that support my channel. However, for today, that's all. But before you go, check out these cool playlists over here. Maybe you'll find your next video to watch. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.